Welcome back to the channel. In today's how-to ID video, we are going to cover wipers and lights. Before we get into it, please consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already. We really appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks. So everything you'll need to know about your front and rear windshield wipers is right here on this one single stock. So let's talk through some of the features of the ID.4 wipers. If you want to swipe one single time, you just press up on the lever and it gives you a single one-time wipe. I'm back to the off position. If I want to switch to the intermediate function, I simply push down once. Now, in my trim level of the ID.4, I do have rain sensitive intermittent wipers, and so that feature is controlled by this toggle switch at the top of the stock. You can hopefully see that there are 4 sizes of raindrops, indicating the bigger drop is the most sensitive, the smallest drop is the least sensitive. And so you can set these by clicking through them. I will say that if you are traveling slowly, the speed is slower. If you're traveling faster, the speed is faster. So there is a correlation there. I also will say that it's not perfect. Like, it's pretty good, but there are times where if the rain is really misty and it's not really picking up on that sensor, that sometimes I do have to just sort of manually go down a click, which sets it to the steady low wiper. And then of course the last click down is the high speed wiper. Back to steady low, back to intermittent. It's a sunny day, obviously it's not going to come on today, and then back to off. Pushing forward or backward on the stock gives you access to other features. So if we press forward, it does turn on the rear wiper. Another interesting thing to note is if your backup camera is obscured or dirty and you want to wash it, if you are in reverse and you press backward on the stock toward the dash, just like we did to clean the rear window, it will also clean your rear camera. And you can see the water rinsing off that rear camera. Pretty cool. And if I press the stock forward toward me and hold, that begins the front windshield washing. And an interesting side note, I did read in the manual that when you engage the windshield washer fluid, that the car goes to recirculate air for 30 seconds, just so you don't smell any funny odors. Love it.
One quick note about the wipers, as we all know, EVs require very little maintenance, but one of the things that it does require is changing the wiper blade. So like every other car I've owned, I thought I would just go to the auto parts or order the wiper on Amazon. So I did that after about a year. The original wipers that came with the car really weren't that great. So after a year I did that, ordered the wipers, got the size that I thought was right, and it was not the right size. The big wiper hit the little wiper, so it was kind of a big mess. So learn from my mistakes and just buy them from Volkswagen. The replacement wipers are quite good, much better than the ones that ship with the car. So, and they're not expensive. So I'll leave the part number below in the description. Just buy them there. They'll even put them on for you. The installation isn't really that bad once you have the right wipers, but the ones you buy from the auto parts have different attachment points. You have to figure out which is which. It's just a pain in the rear. So yes, just get it from VW.
So we don't want to keep you in the dark about the lights on the ID.4. So let's take a look at this multi-function instrument panel that is next to the steering wheel, and that's where you'll find your settings for your headlights. So currently the lights are set to auto, and you can see that on the panel here. The word auto is lit up. If you touch the mode button, this cycles through different headlight options. So I'll just go through them all. So here you can see parking light. If it's off, then if you want your headlights completely off, you can just keep pushing that mode button until it comes up. Nothing then will be lit up on this panel. If you just press mode again, it does go back to auto, which is sort of the standard setting, and it only flashes up on the binnacle for just a few seconds and then it goes away again. But let me just cycle through this again. So again, I'm just pressing mode. Now I'm in regular low beams. Now I'm just in parking light, and then again I'm completely off. There's also a button on this panel that says front, and it has your like a cloud with some precipitation and headlights. So if you are already set to auto and your headlights are on, if you press the front button, you can see here that it does turn on your poor weather lights. If you want that turned off, you just press it again and it turns them off, but your lights are still set to auto. They're basically fog lights. So let's talk about high beam headlights. So currently my headlights are on. I'm set to auto, but if I want my high beams on, I use this stalk and I press it backward toward the dash, and you'll see my particular model is equipped with automatic high beams, and so that's what we see here. It has the A in the center of the light to indicate that it's in auto mode. If I press backward toward the dash again, it puts them on steady high beams. So if that's your preference, you can see it turns blue and the A goes away. If I want to go back to auto mode, I just press it backward toward the dash again and it goes back to auto mode. So currently I'm in automatic high beam mode, but essentially my car is in low beam mode. I'm in my garage. It's not in a setting where the high beams would come on. So to turn all of this off, essentially I would need to either manually turn off my headlights or turn off my vehicle. Then everything gets reset. One thing that the manual says to do is if you are in high beam mode and you want to turn that off, that you pull the stalk toward you and it will turn off high beam mode. Now the problem with that is you do the same maneuver to flash high beams. And if you focus out front, you'll be able to see the flash. So because my high beams aren't currently engaged, they're not turning off because they're already essentially off. So all I'm getting is a flash. So occasionally this has happened to me when driving at night. Maybe again, like I decide I don't want my high beams to ever come on and I try to disengage them, but it just flashes. And so this is a bit of a frustration point for me. But again, I would say the auto high beam feature does work fairly well. And so, it's not like my high beams are on in oncoming traffic and it's, being discourteous to other drivers. But that is a bit of a frustration. I do believe that if you were driving and your auto high beams were in high beam mode and you were actually driving with your high beams on and you push the stalk toward you, it does disengage that mode. So one feature of our Pro S model that we really enjoy is the dynamic cornering feature of our headlights. So as you can see, when you are turning a sharp corner, going around a curve, the headlights move to follow your path of movement, and then they will recenter and realign when you're out of that turn. So it's a really nice feature. So a few other features to note when talking about lights. We'll also look at some interior lighting functions. So if you want to adjust the ambient lighting, this is all in the infotainment system. Here you can see it's on page 2 of the infotainment ambient light. If I press this, it does give me lots of different options here. They do have their basic modes, which they call moods, which you can cycle through and try different colors. Here you can see an orange, a blue, etc. You can also turn these off if you would like. You can also adjust the brightness. So I'm currently at a medium, but we could dial it up even more intensely if we wanted. My trim level does have custom colors, and so you can see all the different color options that are available. You can choose a single color if you would like. Now everything is yellow, or you can decide that you want a dual color, and you can see that there is one color along the dash and then a second color at the door handle area. You can see how you can change those to your liking. I also really enjoy the fact that it changes the color scheme of the infotainment system. So I'm set to eternity. You can see that it's sort of a green color here in my background, but if I go back in and change it to Euphoria, I'm now red, and so it really does change the mood of the interior. I'm not a fan of red, so I'm going to go back and change this. Much better. You can also go to Vehicle and get some additional interior settings. So here I've selected interior, and I'll select interior lighting. This adjusts the lighting of the instrument cluster and panel. I am set to maximum, but you could dim this if the brightness was too harsh for you personally. And you can also change the design here. I have it selected to dark, so I have a black background here as well as here, but I'll switch it to bright so that you can see the difference. So it not only changed the background here, but also my binnacle looks different as well. So there are some reading lights in the overhead area. To turn those on, you press this button. I think I just hovered and it turned on. That is how to engage that. And then this is currently, counterintuitively, it is not off, it is actually on. And so this is your lights that turn on when you exit the vehicle. If you did not want those to come on, you would press this to off, and now you see it is yellow, and that means that it truly is off, and your lights will not come on when exiting the vehicle. So if you want to turn on an individual light, you can simply press the light itself, and it will just turn on one side or the other. So that's a wrap on wipers and lights. Is there anything we missed? Let us know in the comments. Also, if you're enjoying the How to ID series, click here for more videos like that. And we'll see you in the next one.